Bet the Juice Podcast. Cody Mitchell here with the MEAC Conference Tournament Preview Edition here. Small league. Obviously, only 7 teams are actually getting into the tournament, which I forgot the reason. Coppin State's ineligible. Probably point shaving would be my guess. Even though they Larry Stewart and them kind of got hot towards the end of the year last year. But yeah, this is going to be pretty simple here. 7-team league here just to finish up the SWAC, another fun one. Obviously, you look at the odds boards here. Pretty overwhelming favorite here, and the rest kind of got some value here on the line. Not saying like actual value is a play that I would actually be willing to put some actual American dollars on, but Howard comes in at minus 300, the regular season favorite. Norfolk State, a team that's been to the dance at least twice in the last 5 years, plus 650. Morgan State, the surprise of the league, the freaking Bears, man. They had a pretty damn good season. 10-1. 15-1 for NC Central. 20-1, another shocker with Maryland Eastern Shore. South Carolina State, Eric Martin doing a pretty good job there. 50-1. 100-1 for the Delaware State Hornets. Let's just go right into this bracket. This one probably be pretty quick here since there is only 7 teams, but it's still a pretty good league. Still a pretty fun tournament. Let's just jump right into it here. We have Norfolk State and South Carolina State. This one pains me because I'll tell you how much I wanted to pick Eric Martin and the South Carolina State Bulldogs to go on a little bit of a run just because I do think he's a pretty good coach. They started off the year so terribly, and they were able to find ways to turn it all around. But just, it's hard to go against Robert Jones and Norfolk State. I mean, they've won 3 of the last 5 of these things. I know this was a bad season for his standards, but you also think about it, man. They started off 6-11, ended up finding a way to turn this around and get to almost a 500 record. They did stumble a little bit down the stretch in 2 of their games, but it's still hard for me to want to pass on Robert Jones and the Spartans because it is Norfolk State, and that is the class of the MEAC. It's my favorite word, the class of this conference. Class is called conference, but it is. It's just true, and the culture does fucking matter. You see it all the time. We have Furman playing in the SoCon championship game. Culture. Northern Iowa just won the Missouri Valley. Culture. That shit fucking matters. Winthrop played for the Big South title game, and they had to go up against a buzzsaw High Point who's probably got 10 times the amount of NIL money. Winning culture does matter, especially in these conference tournaments, and that's what I do. That's kind of where I like to play a lot of my money, man, is because if you have these teams that just have that winning culture and they're just had an underwhelming season, you can get good value on them. And that is why I'm going to have, as much as it pains me, Spartans advancing because I do like Eric Martin and company. In the next spot here, I'm going to go with Lavelle Moton and NC Central over Maryland Eastern Shore. But I do want to give some flowers to Maryland Eastern Shore because Cleo Hill did a insanely good job with this team. They finished out the year 9-22. But, man, they were rolling for a minute. They were 4-0 in league play. They stumbled down the stretch. They went 1-9, but they were competitive in a lot of the games. These teams played twice this season. Central got them both times, but it was only by 4. So I do think Maryland Shore can be at least a little bit competitive. But, again, let's go back to that culture thing. NC Central is another school that's just been here and been through the wars of this conference tournament. So, going to have them advancing to the semifinals. Up the top here, don't care. It's a little bit of a new, I don't care what, there's no fucking handicap here. Delaware State's terrible. I know Morgan State probably underachieved. I know they underachieved. Started the year off like 357th in KenPom, and they only moved up 5 spots after a 4-15 season, where they went 10-4 in the MEAC play. The metrics don't like him, but I know this team is good. That coach there, Broadus, whatever, how you pronounce his name, has done a good job in his short time there. So I'm going to have the Bears. I know the numbers don't like them, but I'm still going to have them advancing to the finals, or to the semifinals. Now, so we got straight chalk going here. 1-4, Howard, Norfolk State. I have the Bison. Yeah, I do think they're just pretty much the best team in this league, and I don't know particularly how close it is. Like, if you want to see here, let's go look at the metric standpoint. They're 202nd in KenPom, while the next closest team is Norfolk State at 321. I think there's a gap. I do think there's a gap. They were 11-3 in league. Their 3 losses were 2 of the 3 were to start the season off, and then they had another loss to Morgan State in January. But besides that, they haven't lost the league games in January 21st. They took Yale to overtime, and I think it's a pretty damn good Yale team. I think we can all agree it's a damn good Yale team. So, yeah, unfortunately, I have Howard advancing there. But as much as I want to go against the grain and pick against the top dog, I just cannot do it. Into the finals, I'm going to go with Morgan State. Just because I don't care what the metrics say. I don't care what any of that crap is. They just continue to win basketball games. So I'm going to have the Morgan State Bears advancing to the title game. But unfortunately, I do think Howard is better than everybody else. So the minus 300 is who is going to win this one. So most likely they're going to win this one. But I do think you can get some value on the Morgan State Bears at 10-1. For a team that was 14-5 in league, and metrics don't like them, I understand that. But, 10-4 in league, 10-4 in league. And I think they have a good ride to the finals. And if you do get them in the championship game, so they have to win 2 games, if Morgan State gets to the championship game, 10-1 is going to be better than what the money line is there. It's going to be really hard to hedge still, but maybe there's a cash out option. Maybe you can find something else. But that's why it's 10-1. We can go a little bit low there. As far as a long shot, I really don't like anything besides South Carolina State, just because I do think they can. I just like Eric Martin. I think he's a good basketball coach. He's a West Virginia guy. That could be a little bit of my bias, but that's why I got him in there. But it's 50-1. Really, this is one of the long shots I don't think really has a shot. I think there's 3 teams that can actually win this, and that is Morgan State, Norfolk State, and Howard. But I really think it's going to be hard for somebody to beat Howard. Howard is a lot better than everybody else. This kind of reminds me a little bit of the Big South, but maybe a little more of a gap between Howard and the next best team than High Point was to Winthrop. So I understand it sucks because, you like the River the underdogs, but I think Howard's going to come out and win this whole thing. All right, that does it for me. Just going to watch the end of this Montana State-Idaho game and then wake up early because you got more conference tournament games ripping right off the edge. So, till then, everybody enjoy yourselves. I'll see you guys later. I'm out.